Everywhere I go, all I see and all I can think about is how much is that worth? How expensive is that car he's driving? How rich is that woman with the designer's purse? How much daddy money is that kid spending in such expensive store? In my last video, I was talking about money because I feel like there was so much to talk about. I'm going to talk about money again in this video, but I won't talk about numbers and some kind of financial advice because I am not competent or credible for those kind of things. I will talk from experience, and I'm going to tackle the psychology behind money and how it impacts us, or me at least, on a deeper level. So I'm gonna start by saying I've never had a lot of money. And that's something that's weighed on me, and for sure a lot of people out there for a long time, even up until now. There have been times where I've felt anxious or embarrassed to talk about my financial situation. And I often think if only I had more money, everything would be so much easier. And not just me. That mindset is pretty common all around the world, and it is true to some extent. But over time, I realized that my relationship with money isn't just about the amount. Last time, I mentioned the notion money is the root to all evil. It means the love for money or an excessive focus on wealth can lead to negative outcomes such as greed, selfishness, and unethical behavior. But one of the comments from my last video said that money is a tool, and I think it's a good perspective because it makes money on the neutral side rather than seeing it as a root to problems or solutions. But money isn't just a tool. For me, money has often been tied to the feelings of security and self-worth. When I've had enough money to get by, I feel relief, but at the same time, I also feel constantly stressed out thinking about the what-ifs. Like, what if an unexpected expense came up? Or what if I couldn't make ends meet? And these emotions can be overwhelming, and they can often influence the choices we make, whether it's being overly cautious or even sometimes avoid thinking about money altogether. Now, moving on to one of the biggest challenges, and that is the scarcity mindset. The feeling that there's never enough money, no matter how hard I try, I'll be always scraping by. This mindset has held me back in so many ways because I find myself hesitating to invest in opportunities or feeling guilty about spending on anything that wasn't even necessary. But what I've learned is that this scarcity mindset can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe that there's never enough, you start to make decisions out of fear rather than possibilities. And then another psychological aspect of money is financial failure. And this fear can be paralyzing, making us avoid risks and sticking up to the status quo even though we know that change is necessary. Worrying about what would happen if I tried something new and what if it didn't work out. But of course, failure is part of the process, and it's through those failures that we grow. So how do you change those mindsets? For me, I began by acknowledging my fears and insecurities about money instead of just pushing them aside. And I also started to focus on gratitude, appreciating what I do have instead of fixating on what I don't have. And it's something I work on every day. In fact, this is one of the psychological warfare that I'm having almost 24 hours a week. But I notice as I shift my mindset, I'm starting to feel like I can breathe again. At least I can be free from that mindset, even though it's temporary or momentarily. Once that scarcity mindset starts to kick in again, the cycle repeats. And honestly, I can really see the end of that, meaning I still have a lot of work to do. And of course, I'm not saying just by changing your mindset, it will magically solve all of your money problems. I do believe how we think about money plays a huge role in how we experience it. When you start to believe that you deserve more and that you're capable of creating it, you begin to make different choices. Choices that might lead to new opportunities and new ideas and eventually a more stable financial situation. Like maybe you finally decided to work 2 jobs at the same time until you're stable enough to build your own small business or invest in something that can give you a passive income. But of course, talking is easier than the actual practice. And I'm also still learning that the way I think about money is just as important as how I manage money. Another important aspect of money psychology is how it impacts our relationships. I've noticed that when money is tight, it can put a strain on our relationships, whether it's family, friends, or a partner. You know, there's this unspoken tension that can build up, and it's really easy to let financial strain to affect our relationships. That being said, it's the same as the when money is tight situation. When it comes to the opposite of that, which is when we have more than enough money, it's important to remind ourselves not to be greedy and that it's important to share, especially with the people who have supported us to reach that point as a form of gratitude and humility. Because money is a materialistic thing. Once your money runs out, all you have is your own value as an individual. And that value is what makes you capable of getting back up once you fall. But for now, let's save that for the future. Another thing that is often overlooked is how our upbringing and culture shape our attitudes toward money. For instance, in some families, money might be a taboo topic rarely discussed openly. This can result to a sense of mystery or even fear surrounding finances. On the other hand, in other families, money might be a frequent topic of conversation with a strong emphasis on savings, investing, or even the importance of wealth as a measure of success. And cultural influences can also play a significant role. Some cultures might view the pursuit of wealth as a necessary and positive goal, while others might associate it with greed and materialism. And of course, media and society also influence our perception of money. We are constantly bombarded with images of luxury and wealth and success, which can make us feel like we're falling behind if we're not living up to those standards. But the thing is, it's really okay to define success on our own terms. We don't need the latest gadgets or an expensive car, a luxurious house, or the nicest clothes in order to feel good about ourselves. Learning to tune out those noise and focus on what truly matters is what's important. And all of that being said, having a lot of money cannot solve all of your problems, but it sure does help you with a lot of things, and it sure does make your life easier. And of course, I would be lying if I said I don't want any of that for myself. But one of the biggest realizations that I've had is wealth is not just about money. For a long time, I thought that having more money is the only way to be happy and secure, but it's about the quality of your relationships, your health, your sense of purpose, and how you feel about your life overall. And I'm still learning to value these things more and to see that financial success is just one of the pieces of a much bigger picture. I hope sharing this has helped you in some way, and I'm still on that 100 subs mission, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.